Hey you guys, I've got a unique video for you this evening. I'm actually going to be taking you along with me on my journey from Egypt to the United States. So we're going to do kind of a day in the life travel edition, tapping through my day. So I've got my suitcases ready. I'm about to leave for the airport. And I'm looking forward to seeing family and friends. But I'm going to miss my husband and my family here in Egypt very much. So this is going to be a different kind of trip for me. My husband's taking me to the airport, and this is the Cairo International Airport. I'm going to tap through some of the duty-free shops, they're called, which means basically you can avoid paying tax on items in international airports because they're like technically an international location. So there's all these fun shops in international airports that you can take advantage of if you're ever traveling, and good deals on items. So this shop has just got like some Egyptian, like kind of like souvenirs, things you could bring from Egypt if you're visiting people and want to bring something from where you live. So I live in Cairo, so when I'm visiting people, sometimes I want to bring them something fun from Egypt, and this is a good spot to purchase those kinds of items. But technically things are much more expensive. If you actually are getting like a souvenir item, it's not really the same as the duty-free concept, because you get souvenir items cheaper in country than in the airport. But the things that are like better deals are things like perfumes or bags or kind of bulk items, shoes, things like that. But because you can purchase some of these kind of more souvenir items throughout Egypt, so if you're actually, going to purchase something to bring to others from your country, I suggest purchasing it in country as opposed to the airport, I mean. These are like different kinds of Egyptian sweets. So they do really make a perfect gift, and if you're last minute thinking, I needed to bring something for someone, it's always helpful to have some options in the airport. They've got lots of different options, chocolates, and kind of like, we have like more like pastry type sweets in Egypt. And then they've also got this section here with tons of different items. I've told you guys many times that my favorite place in Egypt is called Khanakhlili. It's an outdoor bazaar marketplace, and that marketplace really does have all of these items for better prices. So if I wanted to get a gift for someone like this, like get it for a better price at the bazaar, you're gonna pay like probably at least double if you get souvenirs from the airport. Lots of fun. This camel's like really cute. I love all the colours. There's the sound of the airport. I don't know about you guys, but I really, really love travelling. And it's like a good feeling when I hear those sounds of the airport. They've got some cute wallets here. I think this is like, is that alabaster? I think so. So lots and lots of options. These are so cute. If you're visiting a little one, you can bring them a little stuffed camel. Oh gosh, the funniest thing, I had one of my best friends visit me here in Egypt probably like 8 months ago. I talk about her all the time. She's the one that lives in France now, and she's got the 2 twin boys and a baby girl. So I actually was talking to them recently, and my friend's husband told me about a conversation that he had with his little girl. She's like 3 years old. And he's like, hey, what do you remember about Egypt? And her answer was like a pause, and then something about, like, let me get this right, how did she say it? It was something like, everywhere there are camels. It was this comment about camels being everywhere, which was kind of adorable because I think she saw camels only one day of the time she was here, but they obviously stood out to her very much. What do you remember about Egypt? Everywhere there are camels. She did sit on a camel and ride a camel, but it was for a very brief moment in the trip. It obviously made an impact on her. But I guess, you know what, as we went through like the bazaar, for example, she probably saw camels everywhere, but like, you know, the toy versions and stuff. Got all these fun things in here. I'm still taking you through just the duty-free shops here in the airport. I'm basically just waiting for my flight. I've got one layover and then a long flight to the US. I think this is also alabaster, if I'm pretty sure. It's very common, like, is it a stone? But anyway, you find all sorts of items made from alabaster here. It always makes me think of the alabaster jar. In the story about Jesus and the perfume in the alabaster jar. And so the woman comes and like pours perfume on his feet to honor him, and I believe it's poured out of an alabaster jar. So I always think of that when I see the alabaster. common in this part of the world. They've got all these like children's books that are like really well made here to kind of introduce kids to Egyptian history. Ancient Egypt. These are probably quite pricey, otherwise I'd want to get them for some of my nuggets in the US. I love that I started off the video telling you guys that like things are so much cheaper in duty-free shops, but then I'm taking you through the souvenir areas where they're not. I'll have to link a video for you. I've done videos tapping through the duty-free shops that have like the candies and the perfumes and all these things that are better prices in the airport, but maybe I'll try to link a few of those. In fact, I just posted one. It's a tap through of like perfume shops in the airport. It's really nice because it's fun to look at all the different perfumes and hear the sounds of all the different bottles, etc. And for a couple of years now, anytime I've travelled, I've done shops in that, videos in the candy sections of duty-free shops. So I didn't want to do the same stuff this year, so I wanted to take you through some of the more souvenir type items. Because they've actually expanded the international section of the airport here in Cairo recently. All the shops some of these shops are very new. You see that, how it changes from black and white to colour when you pull the picture through? I love that. So for international flights, it's always recommended to arrive 3 hours before your actual flight, and I always do that because you never know if there are tons of flights taking off at the same time as yours and it's going to be really crowded going through security and immigration and all the things. So that's why I have time to do some tapping in the airport. Sometimes I do tap throughs for you guys when I'm on my layovers as well, but this time I'm going to have a very short layover. In the past I've had up to 8-hour layovers, so I could do a few videos in the country I was having the layover in, but in this case I know I'm going to be going fairly quickly from my arrival to departing again to the US, so I won't get to do too much tapping on the layover, but I will do some. It's going to be in Saudi Arabia, in Jeddah. So after this first flight, we'll tap a little bit there with the time that we have. I'm really loving this new section. This was not here the last time I travelled through the Cairo airport. Like I said, they've added many sections, so I was pretty excited to see what was in them. The section we're in now is actually an extended perfume section and then more tourist type items. So tons of fun things for kids too. Here are some of the like chocolates. I love, when they come in the pyramid shaped box. asked me what I was filming for. Not like an employee, like someone interested to see why I was going around tapping on things. I think she knew it was something for YouTube and wanted to know. I wonder if she like watches ASMR. It's really pretty packaging bits for chocolate. Nuts are big in Egypt. We've got tons of different delicious kinds of nuts and seeds. This is hibiscus. So this is a section in the airport where I think it's you can get your name written in hieroglyphics, yeah, your name there. So we're getting closer to the time. Oh no, you know what? This is Aslan. Okay, so I've gone on my first flight and now I'm actually entering into my layover. I didn't get to film on the first flight, it was actually quite short. So here we are. This is the Jeddah airport and it's a really beautiful airport. They don't have like a ton of great places to eat though, at least right now. It looks like they're trying to open some new places here, but it's a beautiful airport but not as many places to eat. They are doing construction, but they've got this like really pretty like kind of banner-like walls up to contain the areas where they're doing construction and adding in new shops. And they've got this very beautiful pictures on them. Look at this. This is a door. Picture of a door. Look at the architecture in the Middle East. It's just so gorgeous. I love it. The history and the style and just, I love it so much. So I've only been on layovers in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. I've never been inside the country, but I hope to someday. Look at the beautiful lanterns. Saudi Arabia is supposed to be a really, really well developed and beautiful country, so I do look forward to visiting someday. Here's a few shops in their duty-free sections. But again, these are some of their souvenirs, things that if you're from Saudi Arabia or you've visited and want to bring things back, you can check out shops like these. They've got playing cards. I have a family member who collects playing cards from all the places they visit. It makes me think of them. Some chocolates. Everything's like presented very beautifully in Saudi Arabia, in the airport and in the country as well, I believe. I've again never been inside, but there's a big difference from the Cairo airport. I tried to avoid it, but there's like dust on everything in the Cairo airport and in Cairo in general. Any shop you go into that's off the street in Cairo, you're going to find a good amount of dust on things. There's literally dust on our trees here. And shop owners don't really don't really dust that often, it feels like. So anyway, it's kind of refreshing to not have dust on the duty-free shop items. And it's just like, it's pretty fancy in Saudi Arabia. Everything's quite fancy. And you know, there are places in Cairo that are super fancy as well, but like generally speaking, Cairo is generally dusty. Saudi Arabia's generally looks like they've got some clean stuff. Look how beautiful the tower, what's that called? The like air tower control, something like that. And all the different not runways. You know what I mean, the walkways to get from the airport to the plane. They're all like this really cool, like rose gold colour. Lots of fun, like artwork on the walls. And the ceiling, this is all dangling from the ceiling. Kind of a colourful display. But this is what most of the airport looks like, and I think it's very pretty, and I think it's like, it's got that Middle Eastern, like the arches, and I love it. I like the white, it's very like, I don't know, classy, kind of modern Middle East, I don't know, it's nice. And this is my boot. This is me waiting on my layover to get on my extremely long flight that's coming next. I don't know, I like time traveling. It's kind of like, you kind of, at least for me, on this trip I'm alone. I don't have time to think, process, and it's kind of nice. So this is the second flight for me. This is just showing like all the places that this airline flies to. I started counting the places that I had been to as they showed them. That was kind of fun actually. I always count airports. Because I like the number to be higher. And I don't know, I just love traveling. So I've been, for example, I've never been in Sri Lanka, but I've been on long layovers there, so I feel like I've been there. So I count my layovers if they're long enough. But look at all the places they travel to. This is going to be extremely long flight, so that's why they give out these little packages. They've got socks, they've got, what are they called? The things you cover your eyes with to like darken this thing. I don't know the name of it. I never actually used them, but it's really sweet that they give them to you. They've got like earplugs and a little toothbrush. Bunch of little things. These are the socks. I know it's dark because it's super dark on the plane at the moment, but if you, I want to show you the back of the socks in a second and let you see what's on there. These are the earplugs. This is the little toothbrush. kit that you get. It's very nice and soft as well. It comes wrapped in plastic. Okay, but look at the back of these. Look how cute. These are little airplanes, if you can see. That's like the little sticky part to keep you from slipping. I listened to some music while I was on the plane. This is an album by Taylor Swift. There was a song or two that I really liked from there, so I just listened to it on repeat. When I like a song, I just like to put it on repeat and just like process life while I'm listening. This is a little snack that they brought. It's like a little pizza. They gave us like 2 meals and 1 snack on this plane. So this is just the snack. The water, little napkin. I watched like probably at least 3 movies. That's what I mean, like it's kind of relaxing when you're doing these long trips. I get restless sometimes too, but overall it's quite peaceful to watch movies, listen to music, etc. Sorry this part's quiet, it's because I was arrived and I was chatting it up with my family and it was too late to film anything else, so I'm already in bed and I'll do a little scratching for you on this comforter because it sounds so good. See if you can follow what I'm writing out. That was good night. Thank you for traveling with me! Exclamation point. Thank you guys so much for traveling with me. I hope it was a fun video. Hope you have a great rest of your day or night. Bye for now, you guys. Much love.